Hi, this is Martin Drummond with Progressive News. It's Sunday, April 28th, 2019.
If you're an actor, if you're a singer, if you do something that you really don't have much impact on people's lives except for the art that you create, yeah, I don't care if you're motivated by money. But if you are trying to...
You know what, David? I can't agree with you here. I've stopped listening to Leonard Skinner, one of my favorite bands, and I consider them very talented, impressive songwriters. They wrote a couple of really good songs, like Simple Man, and Ted Nugent. He was an awesome guitarist, electric guitarist, but he's a jerk. He came here to Lexington, Kentucky, and I went to see him, and he was all pissed off because a bunch of the people had come to see the first guy who was there, and they left, and he came out on stage and just said, all that was left was all the people who loved him at the time. I didn't know anything about him. I'd known him as a musician all my life, and I just figured that he was a hippie. Long hair, rock and roll music. Nah, nothing could be further from the truth, right? The guy's a total douchebag, both as a person and politically and all that. So, since I found out that Leonard Skinner's a bunch of racists, they put the Confederate flag on almost every album they made. They're assholes. Somebody in there is an asshole, right? And, I've just completely separated myself from any rock band that isn't either neutral or progressive. You would think Black Sabbath was, a bunch of right-wing fascists from the way people talk about them and everything, but the fact is their songs like War Pigs, all very progressive music, and I think when you get right down to it, anybody can be an asshole from time to time. Anybody can say something. I talk about how I'm against trying to save the world. A good progressive, most of them are tree hugging, which I'm a tree hugger, but I'm not willing to sacrifice my fellow citizens' lives to save a Nigerian or something. I know that may sound bad, but it doesn't make me a racist. You know what I mean? I'm just, we're all pragmatic to a certain extent to what we think the reality is. Now, I think reality is save the world, but first beat the capitalists. First beat this version of capitalism we have in our country. First beat them. We have to concentrate on beating them. We can't beat them and have 500 million poor people pour into the country at the same time. I think the rich people in this country know that too. That's why I think they really aren't as against a flood of poor people, because a flood of poor people isn't necessarily bad for them. They keep their money, they keep their lifestyles. The rest of America is thrown into turmoil. Progressives are thrown into turmoil. People who are trying to create a government, instead you just end up with 5, 6, 7, 750 million poor people in the country. You don't end up with getting rid of the rich, which are the problem, which is the reason that so many people... So that's why I'm all for... Okay, I think you get the idea. My point here, though, is that music, for instance. I don't like bands that, I mean, if they wouldn't be in the business or in the business of making music, even though I'm in the business of making music, but I've never made a dime. But if they're in the business just to make money, if they wouldn't still be musicians, if there was no money in it, like with me, I've been playing music since I was 11, 12 years old, and dreaming of playing music since I was 8, 7. Used to get up on the picnic table in the courtyard of my apartment complex with the kids and tie a bandana around my leg and say I was Jimi Hendrix and play air guitar and pretend like I was Jimi Hendrix. Okay. So, yeah, goofball shit like that. And I'm still playing. I mean, that's my music in the background right there. That's Hey, 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 Hey. One of my songs. And I'll always play. Because it's not about the money for me. It's about the music. I love music. And I love to participate in it. So no, David, I can't agree with you on that one. I really can't. This is Martin Drummond with Progressive News. Hope you have a nice day.